A Soldier's Story. Again, one of my favorite all-time movies. This movie stars Harold Rollins Jr., David Alan Grier, Robert Townsend, William Allen Young, Patti LaBelle, Wings Hauser, and a star you may never have heard of, Denzel Washington. This is probably the first time I've seen Denzel in a movie. This guy, I saw him in that movie and I was like, he's going to be big. I say that about a lot of people when I see them, if they've done a good job in a movie. But it turns out, this particular time, that guy did become super big. He's like the biggest actor on the planet. Maybe not the biggest star. The Rock's probably the biggest star. But he's definitely the best actor. Him and maybe Sidney Poitier, Harrison Ford, probably. One of those guys, probably a toss-up. Anyway, this movie is a murder mystery. It's got a lot of self-racist views. It has an incredible abuse of power, and they sprinkled a little regular racism in it too. So what had happened was, there's a murder on a military installation, and they send Captain Davenport, who happens to be a black guy, he's African American, down there. And it's during a time when blacks did not have a lot of political, social power in America. And this guy's a captain. He's a lawyer, and I think he went to Harvard, and he's investigating a case. So he's over almost all of the white guys involved in this case. They still try to, restrict him a little bit, but he wants to get the job done. They treat him badly. Instead of putting him in a nice room or whatever, they put him in a squad bay, a great big room with a bunch of beds and stuff, but they put just one bed in it. So he's like in a basketball auditorium, with one bed. That's horrible. But he's got to get the job done. He's got to find out who killed Old Sarge, who's played by Adolph Caesar. Adolph Caesar, I always thought was a kind of cool name. They're two horrible people put together to make this name, but that can't be his birth name. But so Old Sarge gets killed, and he hated a bunch of people, and a bunch of people hated him. So it's a murder mystery. You got to find out who killed Old Sarge, and everybody. The black guys don't want him to know because they think it was a black guy that did it, so they're protecting potentially one of their friends. The white guys don't want to help him because they don't want the black guy in charge. Can you dig it? So he's got to figure out who killed Old Sarge, go through all of these rigmaroles with all of these folks. Denzel's in the movie. That's important. Patti LaBelle had a small part, but she's in the movie. I recognized her as soon as I seen her. This was a good movie. This is probably, well, it's on this list that I'm doing right now while we're all stuck in the house. So I'm doing my favorite movies, and this is definitely one of them. If you haven't seen this movie, you've got to get into it. Now, every time I do one of these reviews, I'm thinking about these movies and saying to myself, wow, that was a good movie. I should watch that. I should check that movie out. So I might. Easily one of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should see it. I like this movie so much that I'm going to give it 9 bags of popcorn. It's almost a 10. It's that good. But 9 bags of popcorn. But that's what I think. More importantly, what do you think? Did you like the video? Did you like the content? If so, subscribe. And then like.